Michael Jordan is without a doubt one of the most famous athletes who has ever lived. Basketball has always been a popular sport, but many people say that Jordan gave it a new lease on life with his amazing games and heated rivalries. Even so, it's also true that Jordan wasn't a perfect person. Everyone has to deal with their own problems, and he may have had to do the same when he took his first retirement. Even though many of his biggest problems come from rumors or stories told by people who have been close to him, there have been a few big problems that everyone knows about. The NBA usually wants to forget about problems with the golden boys of basketball, and Jordan's problems are no different. The now famous speech that Michael Jordan gave at the Hall of Fame has been the subject of a great deal of discussion. Others have stated that it was a nearly 10-minute long rant and a funeral for people who thought they helped Jordan's career, while others have stated that it is a realistic and honest look at an industry in which there aren't many true friends. It is safe to say that Jordan had a lot of things to say about the people in his life, regardless of what other people might think. The NBA most likely wants everyone to forget about Jordan's harsh words about some of the most important people he had worked with during his career, because those words were made public. There has been a wide variety of speculation and information over the course of the years regarding Jordan's possible involvement in gambling. Even though much of what is known about Jordan is based on rumors and stories told by people who know him, it is likely that the NBA does not want people to think of him as a significant gambler. There have been multiple high-profile stories about Jordan placing risky bets, and these stories have garnered a lot of attention. In one of them, it is said that he put way too much money on the line for what ought to have been a straightforward and cordial round of golf. Fans are aware that Jordan is notorious for his gambling, so it really shouldn't come as a surprise to them that his first retirement from the NBA has been a topic of discussion for a considerable amount of time. Following the peculiar occurrences and Jordan's statements regarding them,
do you have a gambling problem?
No, I enjoy it. It's a hobby. If I had a problem, I'd be starving. I'd be hawking this watch. My championship rings, I would sell my house. I would do this. My wife had left me, or she'd be starving, or my kids would be starving. I do not have a problem. I enjoy gambling.
Fans have developed a few hypotheses to explain them. Some people believe that the real reason Jordan was asked to leave was because he was too addicted to gambling, despite the fact that there is no evidence to support this claim. Although the odd timing of the announcement and Jordan's own words lend credence to this theory.
You have a gambling problem at all?
No, because I can stop gambling. I have a competition problem.
At the end of the day, it is still nothing more than a fan theory. The fact that Jordan finished his career by playing for the Washington Wizards is something that a lot of people seem to forget about. Jordan did not hold back when his team did not live up to his expectations, due to the fact that he had previously been a member of the team and that he was a very competitive person.
Those players are starting to understand that you don't do it by yourself anymore. You have to involve other players, and that's the system that I want in Washington, D.C. I walk away happy. I've given everything I could to the game of basketball physically. I can still contribute mentally, but I've given everything physically that I could to the game.
There are those who believe that this was the event that brought an end to Kwame Brown's career. He put in a lot of effort, but the results of his labor did not live up to the expectations. Some people believe that Brown's declining popularity is a direct result of Jordan's frequently critical statements made in public about the rising star. It's likely that the NBA would like everyone to forget that Jordan once punched a teammate while they were at training camp, but that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. Kerr has stated that even though the occurrence is fairly well known, it was actually for the best that it occurred. It is said that each man had a difficult time in the past, which resulted in the two of them making rude comments to each other while they were training. After Jordan had been provoked to the point where he could no longer control himself and had been called for several fouls, he ended up swinging at Kerr. The two got into a brief altercation before members of the crowd intervened and broke it up. The NBA would like everyone to forget that Michael Jordan has a history of cheating, which is most likely the thing that is known the most about him. It might have seemed for a while that Jordan was simply stuck in a bad marriage, but as soon as a woman entered his life, that notion was quickly dispelled. In the end, it was revealed that Jordan had allegedly paid a woman to keep quiet about their relationship, which ultimately resulted in the woman becoming pregnant. The woman's silence led to Jordan's alleged actions. The unfortunate truth is that the woman became pregnant in 1991, which was 2 years after Jordan and his wife tied the knot. This This occurred when the woman was still Jordan's girlfriend. The difficulties Jordan is having on the golf course are a more straightforward illustration of the fact that he is not living up to the expectations he and the NBA have set up for him. Fans of Jordan are aware that he has always had a passion for golf, but that his ego has occasionally gotten in the way of his enjoyment of the game. According to one version of events, Jordan broke the dress policy at the golf course where he was playing. However, it turned out that he did play on the course, and when the staff found out, they asked him to change clothes once more. It is said that Jordan did not comply with this request, which resulted in him being asked to leave the golf course. Everyone has their own ideas when it comes to consumerism and beginning their own business, but when there was some trouble with Nike, a lot of people were upset with Jordan because of what he said. Whenever it was brought up that Nike factories in other parts of the world were rumored to have poor working conditions, Jordan was quick to defend the brand. Since he has worked with them for a considerable amount of time, and they were the ones who made his extremely popular Air Jordans, it is not surprising that he would want to protect the brand. Nevertheless, the fact that clear issues were not addressed left people with a sour taste in their mouths. Because Jordan is so well known, it stands to reason that many different people have fascinating stories to tell about him. One of these tales is about how he dealt with fellow NBA star Charles Barkley when they were both in their prime. According to the legend, Jordan engaged in some underhanded tactics with Barkley in order to coerce him into treating him more favorably on the court. Jordan wouldn't have to work as hard to get past his friend once he figured out how to take advantage of the fake friendship they pretended to have.
Well, I think that Michael has always been like a brother to me. Michael is a great businessman.
Because of this, Jordan ended up saying some very negative things about Barkley to another person. Although Jordan is widely considered to be one of the greatest players in NBA history, he has had a difficult time disproving allegations that he is a bully to both opposing players and members of his own team.
They're wrong. He was an asshole. He was a jerk. He crossed the line numerous times. But as time goes on and you think back about what he was actually trying to accomplish, you're like, yeah, he was a hell of a teammate.
When Jordan was at his peak, not only did he play exceptionally well, but he also contributed significantly to the success of the team he was on. The issue is that Jordan believed his team would always be in top shape all of the time.
He wants to win, and you got to earn everything in Chicago. There was nothing easy, nothing given to you. You better go out there and earn it, and you earn it in practice. You're playing with the guy that has the highest standards of any basketball player ever. You want to live up to that challenge. It's tough love. I mean, you got to go out there and do your job.
There are many anecdotes that detail Jordan's impolite behavior toward other celebrities. One of the most well-known allegations is that he was impolite to Muggsy Bogues, which, according to some people, damaged the celebrity's self-confidence for the remainder of his career.